Hello, all my gospel music artists, musicians, or whatever you do in the industry. I'm Vell, Nero, and I am your Gen.
Y'all know what time it is. The Reverend Bone Show. It's on the air.
The Reverend Bone Show.
Yeah, I'm still saved. Well, let's talk about it.
The Reverend Bone Show.
Yeah, I'm still saved.
The Reverend Bone Show.
Well, let's talk about it.
The Reverend Bone Show.
Let's go.
What up, doe? What up, doe?
Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's Sunday night, 6:30 p.m. A little later than that, though. But you know what time it is. It's time for the Reverend Bone Show. I'm your host, Tyron Price. We're at Vent Radio Studios, and this is Empower Sundays. We're here in Empower Sundays on behalf of April Berry and Empower Sundays. We're glad to be here today. I've got my co-host in the building. I want to bring them right on today. We're going to go right into the show. First of all, let me introduce to you the one, the only, the beautiful, the intelligent, Bianca Barber. Right. What's up, B?
What's up?
You know, we came in tired today. It was like,
It's
whoa.
just one of them days,
It's one
right?
of them days, right? Trying to get the juices flowing.
Right? Yeah,
Right.
one of them Sundays.
I know.
Got up early, did your good work at church.
Yep.
I ain't getting no, after church nap, so I'm just
Okay,
like, all
that's
right,
what it is. I didn't
you
get
need
my
them
I
after
didn't
church
get my nap
naps.
either. That's what it is. I'm getting old. Scotty B, ladies and gentlemen, is in the house. Scotty, what's up?
What's up, Reverend Bone?
You all right?
Yeah, I'm selling these pens, Bone pens for $1 again this week.
Listen,
I've sold 2,400 of them.
keep
I'm
it
working
going.
on it,
Keep
man.
it going. We need all of that. We need all of that.
How you doing, brother?
Good, man.
Man, I'm blessed.
Listen, we just came out of the studio session. Scotty B just laid some mean bass in the studio next door, ladies and gentlemen. He is just all talented all the time, right?
Sometimes.
So be on the lookout for some new material with Street Noise, right?
Yeah.
Street Noise. We're in the studio with Street Noise today.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Reverend Bone Show, and we're just getting started today. I'm going to do the moment alone with Reverend Bone at the end of the show because we got a great guest coming up in a little while. So we just want to get into today's topics, what's been going on in the news. Let's talk about what's been going on around town. Last week, me and Bianca got a chance to check out Alice King's EP party.
Yes.
Come
It
on,
was
talk
dope.
about it.
It was really dope. Shout out to Elise King.
Shout out to Alice
Doing
King.
amazing things, an amazing vocalist, and very humble, very talented, just an all around great girl.
Yep.
I think I came across her maybe only 2 or 3 years ago. And every time I've encountered her, she's been super nice.
Yes.
And I can appreciate that, especially in Detroit,
Right.
because we have a rep.
Yeah.
Woo, Lord help us.
yeah.
We got a rep.
We got a rep.
And it's good to appreciate people who aren't grand. Oh my goodness. And she's very humble. And when we were at the her event this past weekend, she took the time to walk around and hug every single guest that she had in the building.
Yep.
That's
She's
how
a really
humble
good person. She is.
she is.
I had a chance to work with her on the Dave's Choice Awards, and first of all, she sung really good.
Right.
And she's very nice.
Yes.
Nobody talks to me, but she talked to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a very cool person.
Yeah.
Dope single. She have a I believe the EP's called Love Drunk.
Love Drunk. Man.
Yes.
Did you get you got a copy, right?
I did get a copy. Thank you, Elise.
See, we all got a copy for
Yes.
attendance. See, if you had went and attended, you would
Right.
got with your ticket, you would got a free copy of her new EP.
Is it a
Yes.
slower?
Love Drunk.
Is it a slower?
No, she's got like
fast?
5 or 6 EP
Oh,
singles
okay.
on it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Really dope.
My favorite one is Sober.
Nice.
Oh my God, it's like I
Nice.
got it in my car right now. I'm riding to it all like yesterday and today.
I haven't had a
And
chance
I'm
to
like,
listen to it yet.
yeah, you gotta put it in. See, that's the only time I really get a chance to
True
hear
enough.
something is when I'm in the car.
True
so
enough.
Right.
that's why I
True
still really appreciate
My CD
people
player broke.
with CD. Your CD player broke in the car.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It's the potholes.
And they don't
Poor B Natural. She's going to be out of touch for a while. Ladies and gentlemen, she'll be out of touch for just a
CD
moment.
players broke in the car. Man, that's the best place to listen to
I
CD.
know, and I love it. Like, man.
Now she's back to AM radio.
Right, I know, right? I'm playing at home, though. I'm put it in the CD player or
Right,
the,
right.
DVD player or something. But,
Okay, I got to pick that
up.
up. 4 or 5 tunes? I got to go.
Yeah.
My CD
I
from
know,
her.
Eric Pruitt had a lot to do with
Eric
it.
Pruitt.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, he's man. The tracks is hot.
Yeah.
Right.
The vocals are smoking.
Yeah.
But the show was nice.
Yeah.
Shouts out to
Yes.
okay, so Eric Pruitt, Travis,
Bass.
Dre Bell was there.
Dre,
yeah.
drums.
They had a wonderful guy. I think his name was Nate Wynn.
Nate King.
Or
Was it
from
Hicks?
Toledo.
Nate Hicks.
Nate Hicks.
Nate Hicks
Yeah.
from Toledo, Ohio. Shouts out to him. Nate
Yeah.
Hicks. He was
she
great.
had some dope people
Yeah.
opening up for her. And I
Opened up.
noticed that they were all young.
Yeah.
And she just, kind of paving the way for them, putting them in
Yeah.
front of people they
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have the chance to be in front of.
Right.
So I can appreciate her doing that
Yeah.
for them, and they were really good.
Come on.
Like one of the vocalists, she looked so young. I just kept looking at her like, is she old enough to be in here?
Right.
Oh, my God.
She looked so
really
young,
looked young,
but
like,
she had a
really?
song called, I think was No Justice, No Peace,
Right.
if I can remember.
I saw that. Yep.
And she killed.
She killed it.
It was
Wow.
dope. I forgot the other young man's name, but I do remember the Nate Hicks guy.
Yep.
But all of them did
All
really,
of them did really well. So if you didn't see it, you can go to her page, Elise King's page, and she has it posted on her Facebook page. If you didn't get a chance to see it, go support Elise King. She is Detroit's own. I learned some things about her that night
Yes.
that I didn't know. You
Wow.
know? I didn't know Aretha
Amazing
Franklin.
testimonies.
Her Aretha
Yes.
Franklin connection. I didn't. A lot of things I didn't know.
Right.
So it's good to support people and go out and see them perform in their own venue, in their own, because when you see people perform for other people, a lot of times they don't get a chance to give their
Right.
story
Right.
and their
Exactly.
background, and it was really entertaining. So
Yes.
shouts out to her.
Yeah.
Killer.
Corey
That's right.
Barksdale's doing something tomorrow night.
Oh.
Yeah.
CD release,
CD release.
Nice.
Legacy.
Okay.
Yes.
So shouts out to Corey Barksdale.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be on the show real soon, so we'll be waiting on his people to contact my people, and we'll get him on the show.
Nice. Detroit is busy. Y'all better work.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Joe Smith had Dorinda Clark Cole. She did a special last week. I missed it, but I plan on seeing it later. But I'm sure my guest may have caught it when we talk to him later. Maybe he can touch on it. What else is in the news? Texas, no more mask. Governor says no more masks
No
in
more
Texas.
masks,
So
no more
if
Wow.
you wanna,
Yeah.
Okay.
go free willy nilly.
Right.
Hey.
Free
I mean, what are
willy
the
nilly.
masks really doing?
I mean, hey, it's so much of a psychological thing now
Yeah.
that it's almost like I don't even fight against it. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
yeah.
I don't, whatever, however, because I don't know You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where it's at, if it's out there,
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of it like that, but I don't want anyone else looking at me like I'm a threat to them
Right.
when I come around them. So I stay 6 feet, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I mean, you know, it's a serious thing. And it's a year now, right?
A year.
Yeah,
It's a year now.
Yeah.
It's a year.
This is when I remember last year when we
As
started
a
getting
matter
the
of
phone
fact,
calls, canceling
right.
all the gigs.
Wow.
Yep.
All the gigs got canceled this time
It
last
was
year.
awful.
Woo!
It was awful.
It was awful, wasn't
Watching the money just
Yep.
run
I
away.
had 2 house jobs.
it? Yeah. We was
know,
all
that's, you know,
working.
it's
We was
nice.
all working good back
And
then.
then,
yeah.
and then like she
Yeah.
said, about 8 o'clock in the morning, the phone started ringing.
Just-
Work,
Yep.
gigs.
Yeah, everything's
Everything.
shut
Tommy
down.
started calling me. Everybody started. I was like, okay,
Awesome.
listen,
A
stop
year
this.
after COVID. Wow.
Yeah.
Here we
Crazy.
are.
Right? Yeah.
Man.
We literally just opened the doors to our church back to the public today, actually.
Oh, really?
And so it's different. Just
Okay.
walking into the church. You
Was
have
there a
to
lot of people
sign
attending?
this paperwork.
Yeah. How
You
many
know,
people
Was there a lot of
showed?
people though?
Actually, a lot of people actually showed up. Our sanctuary is pretty big, so they took, I think, half the chairs out to be able to social distance for the families and the people who came to congregate. But it's just so different. It's just different looking around. Everybody got masks on, you know,
Right.
praising God and everything.
Everybody got a mask on. You can't really hug.
It was weird.
It's so weird.
It
That
was.
is the
You
part.
can't really hug because
Church has been weird all year. Not church. You know, just the way we having to
Yes.
go about it.
Life, right?
Yes.
I mean, I did Facebook church all year,
Yeah.
and it's just me, the musicians, and the audio guy. You know, the audio guy. And one Sunday, he was getting ready to go into a real serious shout, and I kind of went, "Wow, me, the mouse, and the pastor. It's going to be really weird. This shout. It's going to be interesting."
Right.
And like about 2 seconds into it, he went, "Oh, okay, praise the Lord, everybody. We're back
Right,
now." It's
right.
I don't know.
Oh
it's
my
just
God.
really weird. It was just
Yeah.
weird. You know.
It's so different now.
Yeah, church
Very,
is
very
church is definitely different. Everything is pretty much virtual.
But I'm thanking God. I'm thanking God for this last year, protecting me, my family, and taking
Yes.
care of us.
Absolutely.
You know, keeping the faith so that nothing happens.
Yeah.
Under the protection of Christ.
Yeah.
Say that, man.
For me, you know.
I think my our assistant pastor, and I didn't even know this until she said it. She said 500,000 people died
Yes.
from COVID.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
guess I just, after you see the first couple of counts and everything, you just be like, okay, you just don't really too much pay attention to it. But the count is 500,000
Right.
Yes.
people.
And
Wow.
counting, right?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
It is crazy. It is. Update. I work for the schools. Kindergarten handicaps back, and they're going to bring a high school back in a couple weeks. That's Dearborn. That applies to most of the metropolitan area because we all kind of run together on the decision making through Wayne County. So high school will be back in a couple
So
weeks.
that's in-person class.
In-person class.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now
but
it's
virtual
handicap.
is still offered, right?
It is still offered and will be offered.
Right.
But right now it's just handicap in
Yeah, because some people
elementary.
are not
Not comfortable.
Like, yeah, they're not coming.
Yeah.
They're not coming back till like I was on a Zoom call with the pastor of the church while I'm on staff, and I heard him say we probably won't be back to regular church like we used to 2024 or 25.
Wow.
Yeah. Well.
That is a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Because of the whole process of the, it takes a couple of years for it to get back regular.
Wow.
So he's saying we probably won't be back in the sanctuary until September.
Okay.
So
I've actually heard pastors that said they'll never open their doors back.
wow.
Yeah. They literally believe this is it.
It's too risky to open the doors back.
Yeah.
Wow, we have to have a night where we could talk about this for a whole hour because I'm interested
I know,
to know
we could
from
roll from
pastors.
here.
I want to hear from pastors. I want to hear from members and lay people. What do you think about going back to church? How do you feel? Are you comfortable? Are you uncomfortable? You think it's wise? You think virtual church fills enough of the void in your life? Because there's something about fellowship and corporate worship, and that's what I miss.
Yeah.
Corporate worship, fellowship.
Right.
Community of family and friends.
Right. I don't mean to go back, but just real quick time, so I don't forget. When we asked parents in the Dearborn area about coming back to school with their kids,
Right.
since there's only a couple months left, they said a lot of them said we'll see you in September.
Yeah, yeah. They already set up your routine is already in place. Whoever your kids are already used to doing what they're doing, and I know some educators, a young lady, she was glad. I talked to her the other day. She works for Cass Tech. I was like, she said, we got to meet and find out if we're going back to school. She was praying because she likes working from home. And she said, sure enough, they're not going back until next year.
Wow.
As far as the Cass Tech, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's a high school, so it's a whole lot of different things involved. But I'm just on the fence with all of it. I mean, whatever happens, you know, God give us grace and mercy to endure and make it through. And I think we're going to be all right.
I think so too.
Yeah, we're going to be all right.
think so,
Scotty
too.
B.
COVID.
Huh?
Yeah.
Keep getting our tests. I keep taking my vitamin D.
That's
and my,
right. Yeah.
And my vitamin
Stay
C.
up on it. Stay
You know what I'm
healthy.
saying?
And
I
I
got
think
me
this
some-
should teach us a lesson
Yeah,
too.
stay
because,
healthy.
You
Keep
know,
your immune system
keep
up.
that immune system
exactly.
good and in
I got
shape.
some sea moss the other day.
Yeah. Yeah.
CMOS.
Yeah, I got that sea moss.
I haven't graduated to that yet.
Oh,
but-
it's some good stuff. Well, you know, when I had the COVID,
Right.
that's when my wife bought me a jar of sea moss. She brought over there.
Yep,
I'm
yep,
like,
yep,
she
yep.
said, take a teaspoon. I'm like, okay. I took a teaspoon. That stuff was bringing me back
Oh yeah.
Wow.
in my soup and in my tea.
There you go.
Okay.
bud.
Oh, you don't just eat it.
Oh,
yeah.
no. No, not me.
It's just a right
I will-
I'm a Karen.
Right.
I don't know about that one.
Anyway, I want to just get to our guest today. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna pay a bill, which is our sponsor, Weebone Entertainment. We're gonna hear from our sponsor, and then when we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna introduce to you our guest in the studio. We're gonna have some fun today, and then we're gonna open up the question for the evening after we talk to him on the Reverend Bone Show. We'll be right back.
Are you searching for entertainment, but on the next level? We've got the band for you. We Be One Live. Detroit's livest band since 1997. Specializing in music for all ages. With more than 25 years of experience. Weebone Live. Are you planning a corporate event? Special birthday? Wedding celebration? Banquet or retirement celebration? We've got the band for you, specializing in jazz, R&B, blues, neo-soul, old school, funk, top 40, gospel, pop. We Be One Entertainment. Weebone Live. With DJ and karaoke packages available, make one call. Contact WeeboneENT.com.
All right. We're back. It's Sunday night. It's all the way live. We're at Event Radio Studios. I'm your host, Tyron Price. This is the Reverend Bone Show. And we're having a good time. We're just excited. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring to you, introduce to some, and present to others my guest for this evening, the one, the only, Vell Nero.
Hey.
Hello,
He's in the
everyone.
house. He's in the house. I got royalty in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Amen.
The man himself, the entrepreneur, the educator, the businessman, the Morehouse alumni. Come on, ladies.
Where you get that from?
Oh, yeah. I was looking in the bio. I was checking it out. It was so long. I was like, man, I can't even get to all of this.
The show will be over with.
How you doing, man? How you doing? And then you dressed all up. I should have known. I should have known.
Looking good.
He always is dressed to impress, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
Good to
I'm
see
doing
you.
great.
Welcome to the show.
I'm glad to be here.
We're excited about having you here. I know it's been a long time coming. We've been here for a couple of months now, but I've been knowing you before I was even doing things like of this nature, and you've been a part of gospel music. You've been a part of management, a part of marketing, for years. I've got your credentials right here, but before we get into those, just tell me, what's been going on, how you been, and how's things?
I've just been busy. My art has been busy.
Right.
Things are great. I take my shot, my first one Tuesday.
Oh, okay. So you heard the conversation about
Right.
that.
Yeah.
So
I
you
take
are
it
getting
Tuesday.
vaccinated. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Very
yes.
good.
Only because what I do,
Right.
the nature of what I do, the different people I come in contact with.
Yes.
My artists, I
Yes.
got young artists and I got senior artists. My parents are older, my uncle, so I just felt like I need to do it because of those
Absolutely.
issues or elements.
So in case people don't know, some of the things that he's speaking of is he is the CEO and founder of Alternative Management and Marketing Group. That was started in December of 1998. Vell Nero has 51 years of experience in the gospel music industry and 20 years as an independent marketing manager. He's a full-fledged music industry, television, motivational speaker. These are all the things that AMG specializes in. Playwriters, producers, whatever you do, if you're in the gospel music industry, you have to know who this man is. So this is what I wanted to ask you about when we talk about artists, because we're going to get to all your artists, because you got a list, right? But what I didn't know is that you got an international artist in England.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes. And I have a hip hop artist in Atlanta.
I saw that. I saw that. I saw that hip hop artist in Atlanta.
Yeah.
But I want to know about this guy. How did you get Eric Reverence?
Yes.
If I'm saying his name correctly. How did you connect with an artist in England?
It came up.
All right, tell me that story. That's a good story. Huh?
Right. That's a good story. I think I met Eric part of the gospel music professionals. He was going to be the international rep.
Okay.
And somehow I introduced myself, or he called me and wanted information, because the time frame for him is different when we have our meetings.
Right.
So he, inboxed me, and we've been friends ever since. And then I don't know if you remember, 2 years ago, it was a London, the UK versus the US, where the US artists would go over to the UK for the first time, and then they would come back. Well, I was part of the initial team.
Okay.
But then I got ill.
Oh.
So it was just them, and then the following year, Carol Crawford did it in Seattle. So I think she's talked about this year or next year going back over to London.
Right.
So me and Eric had just been friends, and he sent his music over, and he said, "You know what? Let me be your international artist."
Wow. Wow.
And I said, "Do you want to do that?" I said, "It's going to be expensive if I try to bring you over here." He said, "We'll talk about that when things come."
Right.
But I think it would be good for you
Wow.
that you have an international person on your roster.
Yes.
And so that's how we
Very
became.
impressive. Very
And
impressive.
he is, doing great things over in London. I guess I'm proud to say most of my artists is 7 years and out.
Okay.
I don't really have to nurture, like when you just get a brand new artist, you got to do all the artist development, and I just been so blessed that most of my artists been in the business. They know what to do. I just come and enhance and move them to where they want to go.
Right.
So that's the beauty of it. They pretty much run themselves.
Absolutely.
Nice.
So tell us about your artists. We're going to mention some of them because most of them, a lot of them are from the Detroit area and people that we know, definitely in the gospel industry. So tell us about your artists. Some of them need to call in, as a matter of fact, 248-429-7224, 248-429-7224. We need your artists to call in if you're watching, artists.
Call in.
Tell us how
Come on,
good
call
of a
in.
manager that you have up here in this studio. Don't make him have to brag on himself. Y'all call in and tell us what a great manager he is. Well, first of all, we know that you've won What's this award that you just won? The River Awards Manager of the Year 2021.
Yes, I just won that Friday night.
Wow. This guy's winning awards like daily, right?
Hey.
He's up for a nominee in September for Manager of the Year and Promoter of the Year for the Praise Factor Awards.
Yes.
Praise
And
Factor.
then in July, I'm up for company marketing promotions. Company,
Nice.
something like that.
Right.
For the
Lifetime Achievement.
S&M Indie Gospel Award, Gospel Indie Award.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a Lifetime Achievement
Okay,
Award
that's what I
last
saw.
year
In
for
2020.
the Gospel Choice Award for 51 years in the industry. Me and
Nice.
Jeffrey LaValle and a couple of, and one more person, we got that award.
Wow.
Nice.
You know,
Look
so you know, and Tyron and April over there, you knew me in my humble beginnings.
Right.
It's
Right.
still humbling because you know, when you just do the work, I made sure my artists were nominated, whatever, but for me, it was just doing the work. And then finally, when somebody posted in one of the congratulations that, you know, hard work pays off. You know, you've been grinding at this, and now you're being recognized by the industry
Right.
for what you've done. You told me that when I first managed Richard, that I would be in this situation. I was like, no.
Richard who?
Richard Ross.
Okay.
And Rapture.
Richard Ross
That
and
was
Rapture.
my very first artist.
Your very first artist. Shouts out to Richard
Right.
Ross and Rapture. Got you your start. So how did you actually get into being a gospel manager? Because, I mean, is that a lucrative business? Is that hard to make money?
No, it's not lucrative.
Okay.
And any artist know when you first start off, it ain't lucrative.
Right. Right.
It's a faith thing, and you in it because you love it
Okay.
and you passionate about it.
Right.
You know, there's some benefits, but not like, you know, I'm rolling to the bank and I'm going to the mailbox, I'm cashing in. No. I got in it because I had just graduated from Morehouse and I was at Second Ave, and I put on the college fair and a couple of other events. And Curtis Pearson came up to me and says, Richard Ross got this group, and I think you'd be good as their manager. I ain't thinking about that. I'm thinking about managing, you know, helping corporate small business with their management or marketing. And so I said, okay. Richard called me, we talked, and from that point on, that's how it got started.
Wow.
Then, you know, managing is like babysitting. I mean, you know, it's a good thing, but the artist, putting everything, their trust in you.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you out and you don't think you doing enough or whatever, or, you know, you get frustrated. And so at one point, you know, it's like, I mean, they were busy. They were opening up for secular artists because I like to do stuff out the box.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
yeah, I'm a church boy, but
Yeah.
there are people who go to church, used to go to church, or they like good gospel singing
Right.
and good preaching, and they would come to that. So many of them, the secular artists, jazz artists, I would ask them if my church artists can open up. They didn't have a problem,
Right.
you know. So in turn, most of that crowd supported Richard for his anniversaries.
Okay.
So, you know, and
Yeah.
so I'm still a outside of the box
Right.
manager,
Yep.
you know. And so then I went on a hiatus, you know, it got to be too much. And I said, you know, I'm going to go back and get me some more lambskin, more degrees.
Yeah, okay.
And so I did that, and I decided, I was bored. I'm going to go out and see what my best friend, Dr. E. LaQuint Weaver, and his choir is doing. So on Sunday, I just started hanging out, minding my own business, going. And then he called me and said, I gave somebody your number. And I think I might have been out about 5 years. So I said, what you giving my number for? Well, I don't want to be bothered with bookings and stuff, so I told him to call you. I said, what made you think I want to be Bob?
Right. Right. he needs somebody to.
Yeah, you know, first ask me first before you. So anyway, that's how I got back in it.
Okay.
That's how I got back in it. And in 2015, I made the conscious decision that if I'm going to do this, I'm going in like a racehorse with the blinders. And all I can see is in front of me.
Wow.
And I would never have the woulda, coulda, shouldas because I would know how the story end because I would end it. Right. So, so that's where we are today.
All right, look out. Hey,
That's good.
accomplishments. That's what I want to hear. Yeah.
Scotty B's worked with a lot of artists. Scotty B, what do you think about being able to work with artists and in the studio as far as recording, and then have a manager that's involved with the same process? Because this is the kind of manager Vell is. I remember going to Sounds of Amani rehearsal, and he was at the rehearsal in the basement. So he's a real involved type of manager.
Hands on.
Good.
Yeah,
Hands on.
yeah, hands
Well,
on.
I believe it could be a good experience or a bad experience, just like anything else who you're working with. You know, I've worked with some managers. It's just incredible. They knew nothing about music, but yet they were on top of the music trying to explain how they wanted it. You know, that just doesn't work. You have to have some hand in on what you're talking about, you know. So, you know, it's good that you have the experience because you come to the table and nobody can say something to you like, hey, you don't know what you're talking about. So it's nice to have that, you know, because you never know who you're going to encounter in the
Right.
studio.
And what I share with my artists, Scotty,
Yes.
Scotty, I said, this is not a habit for me.
Right.
I got a degree in marketing, and I have a master's degree in international marketing.
Right.
And then I have a master's in education, so I can teach, do all that. I said, so this is not a hobby. You get an experienced, educated person
Exactly.
in marketing and management, you know.
Yep.
So that's one of the things you are blessed with.
Amen.
You know, I'm degreed. You know,
Right. Amen.
so and you know, on both sides because I wanted to be an international lawyer. So that's why my master's, my master's is in the first master is in international
The first master's.
management.
He said the first
You know,
masters.
marketing.
How many masters?
I got a bachelor's degree in music education, and that's as far as it went. 5 years at Wayne State,
The first
folks, and
master's.
that's I couldn't take it
Oh
anymore.
my God.
So, and I'll never forget when they said to me, well, you know, I guess a pamphlet came or something, and they said, you know, we can give you this discount if you want to do your master's. I about threw that paper in the garbage. You know, I mean, you know, it's just a lot, you know. Because you know, a lot of people have to work and do things while they're at school, so
Yep.
it's not just school.
Oh, I did.
Yep.
I did. I was working full time and going to school.
I hear you.
Wow.
So,
Well, that's why I said 5 years. Not 4 years. I did it 5.
Wow.
right.
So actually, a question came across our desk for you. What was it? When should an artist look to get a manager?
At what point?
And I feel like, and I've learned over the years and talking to people. First of all, what type of manager you want? There's a road manager, a wardrobe manager, financial manager. You know, what type of manager you want?
Right.
You know, and then I've learned to let's look at the numbers because everything is about numbers now,
Okay.
and the main numbers coming from social media.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know. And I was talking to a friend of mine out of New York who does major events. And she said, Vell, I need your artists to bring their numbers up. She said, I want you to see it from a client's perspective. She said, if a client has a 20-seat arena, then at least your fan base need to be 10,000. So they know, so that client could say, well, they got 10,000 following. They could probably at least half fill my arena.
Right.
And so that's the biggest thing when you start, and then when you become so busy, you know, your schedule, you can't keep up and you constantly going and all that, that's probably when you should probably need a manager. But the main thing is those numbers. It's a numbers game.
Okay.
Bottom line, I can't put it no simpler.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get those numbers up. You got to talk to your fans, your fan base. Build. You got to do little games or history games to kind of put you out there and connect and interact with your people to get your numbers up.
Right.
So that's, I would say, for a person to when they know they need a manager, if they constantly having engagements, constantly busy, and they social media numbers.
Right.
Do you just do gospel artists? Do you do any other
No,
artists?
well, I have a jazz and saxophone artist.
Okay, see.
And people ask me that, and I was like, okay, let's talk about it. I'm not closed off.
Right.
Because I don't want to be pigeon-toed. Yes, my core is gospel.
Right.
And hopefully I have an R&B band soon.
All right.
But and if you notice on my roster, I have a very diverse artist. So any client, corporation, I have just what they need. Whatever artist or what kind
that's
of
good.
event it is,
Right.
I have the artist for it. And I didn't think it. Someone brought that to my attention. They say, you're a one-stop shop because you got artists that can do whatever. And I said, really? I didn't think about that because I'm in it. And, people need them, whatever, but I had to really refocus. So when I pitch, I had to say, I got whatever artist you need for your event.
Right.
Very good.
Not just gospel bias.
No.
Jesus only. Okay.
Because you know what? Because really, at some point, jazz, gospel, they all cross over.
Absolutely.
And when you hear some of the sound, like I call my Sounds of Amani, the husband and wife, I call them neo-gospel because they have a different sound.
Right.
They could be traditional, they could be
Right,
contemporary,
right.
but they remind me of Ashford and Simpson, BB and CC Wyman, or
Right.
Peaches and Herb.
Right.
They just have that sound. And I'm just amazed when they perform, like, wow.
Right.
They never cease to amaze me on their repertoire of music and how they do.
So if a hip hop artist who's in the streets from 7 Mile, he rap about sex, drugs, and all of that stuff, and he say, Mr. Nero, I need a manager, what is the response?
Drum roll, please.
Yeah.
Can
That's
I
a
do
good
a
one.
drum roll for you?
Right, that is a good one.
That's a good one.
I mean, I don't get me wrong. I understand you're singing about your experiences, but your experiences don't have to be so
Graphic.
Blatant.
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 Right.
Right.
There's many ways you can share your experience and
Right.
get the message across.
Right.
Like I tell people, I got my degrees to earn a living. And I said, and I tell my artists, you pay me to carry the switchblade and the knife.
Okay.
So therefore, I can go.
How about that one, Tyron?
Right.
Hey, Tyron, how about that one?
Right.
I could be pomp and circumstance,
Yeah.
or I could be gangster.
Hey, put
So
the switchblade away.
it's just the pen.
Yes.
And so my artists, it's so funny because they know me, and I know them. They know when this incident is about to happen. If it's a male, I'll say, "What did you say?" And they like stop and they run, like, because they know I'm about to go.
Right.
And if it's a female, I'll say, "Sweetie," and they be like, "Uh-oh, let's go."
Right.
So they know the language
Yeah.
that I'm about to go gangster.
Right.
Right.
But I mean, if some people don't, they say, "Oh, he's so nice." I said, but in this industry,
Yeah.
I'm nice.
Right.
But sometimes, depending on how you come across, then I'm gonna look at you sideways, and I'm gonna be ready to go there
Right.
Right.
and still be professional.
Right.
Absolutely.
But you gonna know that I came across your desk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I hear that.
So we have. Speaking of industry, you are in charge of the Gospel Industry Network, GIN.
I'm not in charge.
Okay, you are.
I'm in two industries.
Okay.
That I'm blessed to be a part of. The gospel music professional
Okay.
industry, which is led by Dennis Cole,
Okay.
who is the stellar administrator. And then I'm the leader of Metro Detroit for that organization. And then for the GIN, the Gospel Industry Network, I'm the Metro Detroit leader for that organization, which is headed by Bishop Kenneth Wells.
Okay. Okay.
You know.
Okay.
And
All right.
so with those industry, when I meet, I'm the one to tell them what's coming out of Detroit. Whether it's a gospel play or this and that, just keep them informed. And then also my thing is to help artists, and it's not just jazz, it's in this music industry in general, how to navigate through all the craziness. Because right now we talking, by the time I get home, they done changed something in the industry.
Right.
You ain't kidding.
You know,
That's
I
true.
remember, and I'm dating myself, when we was at United Sounds, and it was reel to reel, and we had to change the tape over.
Right.
And
Real,
so
real.
it went up to what, digital,
Right.
now it's Pro Tools, and
Yeah.
I haven't
now
heard
there's
that. United Sound, I haven't heard that.
United
before.
Right.
Sounds,
you
digital
know,
tape.
so I've been through the recording changes,
Right.
and I know there's gonna be some more now.
Yeah.
But again, to help artists to be able to navigate through radio, all that stuff, and we can't say radio won't play my music. You can't say that. I used to say that,
Right.
but then I had to think. I said, it's just changed. They'll play your music. You just have to buy advertising time.
Oh,
Exactly.
Right.
You
come
know?
on now. That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
we need to hear. See, those the little gems I want you to drop on this show today.
Yeah.
That's the
Right.
ticket.
It's a new way of an old thing,
Okay.
and I'm not
Yep.
gonna say what the old thing
Yeah.
is.
Okay.
But we, you know,
Right. We know. Right.
right.
Yep.
You know, you buy advertising time, you get to speak and all that, an interview and all
Right.
that. So yeah, you pay for that,
Okay.
and they'll play your music. They may not play it all the time,
Right.
but it would be played during the interview when they
Right.
introduce you or something.
You're absolutely correct.
These are the
No,
things.
No, really though.
These are the things we need to know.
You know, real quick here, I had a chance to play for Ike Turner when I lived in San Diego, and his manager was a really smart man. And every day I'd be like, where are you always at? I go to radio stations, I go to music stores, I drop off stuff, I get spots. You're right, it's all about getting an advertising spot, and if you don't get that, then nobody's going to give you.
Right.
You know, so that's real good, you know, that thing.
And you have to build relationships in
Right.
these people in
Absolutely.
the industry.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the two organizations has afforded me. Because I keep saying I'm the late bloomer. I didn't work in radio. I didn't work for a label. I didn't do any of that. I just came up as a choir director. You know, but being in the industry has afforded me a phone call away.
Amen.
You know, and so
Awesome.
and I know we got a video to show.
Yeah.
But I just, before we do that, and I told my leaders, I said, I know I'm supposed to have a massive workshop for the art. I do know that. Don't get me wrong, I'm gonna have one.
Right.
But God put in my spirit that I need to build from within.
There you go.
So I need to educate my artists.
Mm.
So once a month, we have music professional development.
Wow.
Nice.
And tomorrow we doing licensing and publishing. And Calvin Bridges is going to be my guest speaker.
Awesome.
Nice.
So we doing that on a Zoom.
Mm.
But then I talked to my web designer. I said, okay, for if one of my artists missed, they would need a password.
Mm-hmm.
But when I decide to open it up and direct people to the website if they want to see any of those classes, then they would, for a small nominal fee, you can see the class or whatever. But yeah, something told me I need to build give my artists the skills they need
Right.
to understand
Right.
this business before I go out to the masses. So that was a thing for 21 that I said that I'm going to build the house from within before I go
Amen.
out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ladies,
I,
go ahead.
I do want to tell you I love his suit. And that's a fact. That's a fact.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Vell Nero in the studio. He is giving us some wonderful
Yes.
golden nuggets for those of you who are artists out there, gospel artists or even jazz artists or whatever artist you are. If you're looking for a manager, if you're looking for management, if you're looking for somebody that knows what they're talking about, we've got a video we're going to show of his. It's called The Industry.
Yeah, that was my, I had to create a video for the GIN, which is the Gospel Industry Network,
Right.
as the Metro Detroit leader.
Okay.
So I did it, and then they took it and enhanced it.
Okay.
So again, my network friends put me on another level.
Put you up. Put you up.
Nice.
On the Reverend Bones Show, the one, the only Vell Nero, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
Hello, all my gospel music artists, musicians, or whatever you do in the industry. I'm Vell Nero, and I am your GIN leader, which is the Gospel Industry Network. I'm the GIN leader for the Michigan area. And Bishop Wells, Kenneth Wells, is our founder and CEO of the GIN. And the GIN is basically to help independent artists succeed or give guidance in this difficult, ever-changing industry of the gospel industry field. And so there will be various workshops that will be happening, conferences, events to share and give insights and bring the Michigan gospel community together to share thoughts and ideas of how to navigate through this challenging and ever-changing market. So look out in the future for events that will be posted out on social media and various industry panel discussions. So again, once again, I welcome you to the GIN, which is the Gospel Industry Network, and I am the representative for the Metro Detroit, Michigan area. Thank you. Took it and enhanced it.
We might as well give them a shout out then.
Yeah,
Since
yeah.
we talking about it.
For
That
real.
was wonderful, wonderful. Let's
yeah.
talk
Very
about how it
nice.
was created again.
Roderick Dickerson of, I think it's iBox.
Yeah, Roderick, right.
Videos. He did the actual video for me. And then Tina Carter, who is a GIN leader and officer of the GIN, took the video and did all the enhancing
Okay.
to it.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about some of your artists. Let's just, we better mention some names, because if they look back at this video and don't hear that their names are mentioned, I don't want to get in trouble.
Right.
So you go ahead, because I'm going to forget somebody.
Say
Tell
some
us about who
names,
your
say some
artists are.
names.
My quartet artist is from Detroit, Young Men for Christ.
Young Men for Christ.
Young
Shouts
Men
out.
for Christ.
I have the Detroit Youth Choir.
Okay, let's just stop right there.
See?
If y'all don't know who the Detroit Youth Choir is,
Yes.
before last,
Year before last.
right?
They
Man,
were
that
second
was
place, runner-up.
second place.
Second place, right.
Second place.
You know
But-
that's Tommy's daughter she
Yeah,
was on
she's
all
in
those.
there.
Tommy
Yeah.
Spivey's daughter's
Yep.
in there,
Yeah.
right?
She's in there.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know.
And last year, the year before, I'm sorry, 19. Oh God. They got a first round Grammy nomination
Nice.
for their rendition of Glory.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Right.
Okay.
So, and then we just got signed to Disney
I
Plus.
saw that. That's what
That was
I forgot to write that down. I'm glad you said that.
Right.
Now that's big. You
Yeah.
you posted that.
Yeah,
Disney,
yeah.
come on.
Shared it, yeah.
Right. So they're gonna do a movie and a
Nice.
documentary on the choir and Mr. White's life. And when we was in negotiation, I said this has to be as authentic you know, no cover. I need you to make Mr. White life important,
Right.
because what he's done with these young people and how he got the choir and the commitment level.
Right.
Some
yes.
young person needs to see. Don't
Yep.
give up on your vision,
Mhm.
or even an adult.
Yeah.
You got a
Yeah.
dream, you got a vision. You keep the grind going, because one day it will get there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, and so and they were all up listening. They said, "Oh my God, Lavelle, we got to pull you into when we film this to make sure we cover the right stuff." You know, because sometimes Hollywood come in
Right.
and dramatize it
Right.
or whatever,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, if you're gonna do this project,
Mhm.
I need it to be as authentic as possible.
Absolutely.
Because this is important. This man has worked hard,
Yep.
and somebody really needs to hear the story.
It's a great
Don't
story.
cover it up.
It's a
No,
great
don't.
story.
Right.
Yes.
It's a great story.
Just leave it alone.
The story got good because it's the way it is. You don't mess with something
Yeah.
that brought you there. You tell the story the way it is.
Right.
That's what brought you there.
So what ages do you start? Do you know what age?
They're 8 to 18.
8 to
yeah,
18.
8 to
8
18.
to 18. And now,
Just missed it.
Dang it.
and now
Bianca.
the choir has grown so much. It's 4 choirs.
Nice.
Oh wow.
We have the younger ones, which is called Limelight.
Mhm.
Then we have Center Stage.
Okay.
And then we have Prime Time, which is the more celebrity choir.
Right.
And then we just started the boys choir.
Nice.
Wow.
And they did a video for the Tuskegee National Museum. They did the fight song.
Wow.
And you should see those young men. They sound like soldiers. And everything.
Wow.
And so I got to ship that video off. But so that's what they've been doing. They did a collaboration with Jermaine Dupree called Change.
Oh yeah.
That project that came out. They've been doing the Pistons. We just released a PSA. The Pistons just released a This Land Is Our Land.
Oh wow.
So they've been doing a lot of
They've been
collabs and
Working.
Working.
right.
Right.
And then they put a Christmas CD out.
Right.
Home. A holiday with us or something. You know,
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Right. You can't keep all of them. Right.
And then we did a concert with Karen Newman. So, and we just met the other day to talk about the concert.
Wow.
This year they doing the what's that? The solar panel, the commercial with solar panels.
Oh okay.
Them kids
Let
are
the
awesome.
sunshine in.
Them kids are awesome.
Right.
2 years ago when I
Let
did the
the
date.
Limelight, the Limelight chapter, the prime time. I think y'all should do a new chapter called the oldies the goodies. They go up to age 35, so I can make it in there, right?
Right.
That's
And
it,
so,
you know, yeah.
and you know, I was, you know, like I told someone, a Grammy nomination first round beats no nomination at all.
Oh.
I would take that.
Yeah.
You know,
Heck yeah.
just like my
Heck
best
yeah.
friend, Dr. Weaver, I was his booking manager when he got the Emmy for his thing.
Right.
So, you know, I'm like, oh, I'm an Emmy manager.
Yeah.
I'm
Grammy.
a Grammy nominee
It-
now.
Yeah.
And, you know, and
I touched
I
him.
told you we got the man in the house tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to call in 248-429-7224. 248-429-7224. Somebody asked the question, what's the difference in a manager and an agent? Somebody
Well-
asked that question on Facebook.
well, I do both.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, I do both.
You do both.
An agent, agents it pretty much get you the bookings, do all the booking.
Right.
A manager do all the administrative stuff.
Okay.
They work with the agent,
Right.
because you know the manager say if it is an agent involved, they say, well, see if we can get more money or whatever, or
Right.
okay, we can work with that. So that's the difference. The agent is doing the booking, and the manager is doing all the other stuff, the behind scene, making stuff sure the artist is taken care of, all the paperwork, everything is lined up.
Okay.
So pretty much, the manager is signing his name on some stuff.
Right.
So yes,
Okay.
and so which means I had to get my entertainment lawyer. So when I said what that mean?
Right. So you'll know.
Yeah,
Right.
so
For real though, I mean.
So really, as a manager, and I guess I need to finish naming the other
Oh
artists.
yeah, let's name the artist.
Your life is not your life. And you are taking on great responsibility compared to the agency.
All right.
They not doing the contracts. They not doing all that. They not doing the artist development. They not doing that. You need to be at home at a certain time because your wife ain't gonna, or your other whatever.
Right. That's the
not gonna
manager.
call me and say where you at.
Right.
Because you can't move in with me.
Right.
I deal with the kids. Hey, them grades better come up. Don't let me have to come to your school.
Right.
Because I was a dean at a high school, so I know.
Right.
Or if tell Ray if he comes to this program, he got to sit and he better not move. Or I would get with him.
Right.
I mean, nobody thinks
Right.
of that because
Yeah.
people will come to your program and out of the blue it would be like, so I manage all of that.
All of that.
I manage the ones who gives out, secret phone numbers or this and that, and I could tell it ain't right because the artist would say, "Oh, see my manager," and if I get the look like, then I'm coming over there and say, your son got homework. Remember, y'all need to go." So I'm breaking it up, and we going.
Right.
So
Wow. Yeah.
and you get those calls in the middle of the night. From the artist saying, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to sleep. I'll call you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Then I retaliate, so don't you ever. But anyway, that's more to management. People just think it's just you there and this and that. No, you in the lives. I go to all my artists' churches so I can meet their pastors.
Okay.
So when I say they out of town, or they say, yeah, call me, yeah, they out of town with me, and
Right.
I'll be there.
Right. Right. That's
Right.
good.
So
That's really good.
I'm hands on.
That's really good.
Very good, very good, very good.
My other artists, what I say, Young Men for Christ, Detroit Youth Choir, Sounds of Amani,
Sounds of a man.
Minister David Whitfield, and
Yes.
the Whitfield production.
David Whitfield.
David
Yeah.
Whitfield.
So he's the nephew of the late, great maestro Thomas Whitfield.
Yes,
Absolutely.
of course.
And then I have Superintendent Waverly Bummery
Right.
and Refuge Temple Cathedral Voices. I have Eric Raverence, who's a kind of like a praise and worship contemporary artist in London. Then I have my hip hop artist, Minister SKS in Atlanta.
Okay.
And then I have Brother Mike here in Detroit, my solo artist. I
Okay.
have Daryl Beebe, my jazz and saxophone artist.
Right.
Is that
Daryl
all of
Beebe.
it? I think
Yeah.
that's. I think
Yeah, I've
that's
heard-
it.
You better not
I've
forget
heard of
somebody.
Daryl Beebe.
Yeah, we know Daryl. Yeah, Daryl's been
Yeah.
on the show.
Right,
Yeah.
and he just released Road Trip.
Oh yeah, he's
Yes.
got a new single
Road
out
Trip,
too. Road
and
Trip.
he's preparing for an album, and this time his wife, who's a saxophonist,
Yep.
will be on this project.
Right.
And,
I know his wife. That's awesome. That's
Yes.
awesome.
Great man.
Well, you got your hands full.
yes,
You got your hands full.
yeah, and and I don't take it lightly because I realize every last one of my artists have been nominated in multiple awards
Yes.
and have won.
Yes.
And that speaks volume on the clientele.
Mhm.
So when people call to book them, they get them professional,
Right.
highly skilled,
Mhm.
and yes, I am a premium management company. I'm high end.
Mhm.
I'm not going to cut chase. I'm high end
Right.
because of what I bring to the table.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
Hey.
Hey, no discounts over here. We talking about, can I get the hookup? No, that is the hookup.
Right.
Me, you
Yeah.
the hookup.
Right.
Right.
You hooked up through me, and I'll get you what you need.
Awesome, man. Well, listen, we're gonna take a quick break. We want to take a quick break. I think we got a few minutes left. I'm gonna keep the phone lines open: 248-429-7224. This is the Reverend Bones Show. We have Vell, Nero, and you know what? We almost out of time, so we guess we're not gonna take a break. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have our closing remarks. Once again, we want to thank you for coming out, Lavelle. I didn't realize the time had flew by
I
so
know.
quickly.
I enjoyed you,
Man,
Lavelle. I
man.
enjoyed you.
Right.
Absolutely.
This is one of those
Absolutely.
part twos.
Yeah, because we got so much more that we could talk about. I want to learn so much more from you.
Yeah.
Us lay people or whatever you want to call it. We
Do
don't
right.
really. Let me fix it
Right.
up. Let me fix it up. We don't really know. Even these Zoom classes. I want to try to see if I can get that secret code to get in on them Zoom classes. Because I might have that nominal fee or whatever it is. Because I need to know about licensing and all those different things we need to understand as artists, as musicians even.
Right.
You know, how many albums that we played on and been a part of that we never will ever see any money other than that, $150
Right.
coming for that hour.
Yep.
But I mean, it's a lot of different things that we need to learn. So I'm definitely want to pick your brain and have you back. Of course, we're always going to have your artists come through here. We've had a few of them, and we'll have more. You guys have anything you want to ask Lavelle before we?
I just want to say I enjoyed you on the show today.
Thank you.
I really
appreciate
did.
it. Thank you.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know, I mean, it's a small world. I mean, you work with a lot of artists that I've heard of, or
Yes.
either
Right.
worked with them before, and it's amazing.
Yeah, he's
You
the
know.
man. He's the man, and he's right here in Detroit, ladies and gentlemen. You better get him while you still can.
That's right.
He'll be like Quincy Jones in a minute out there in
Hey.
L.A.
Yeah, really.
Right.
Barry,
Barry Gordy of Gospel Music.
That's
Oh,
right.
there you go.
don't leave us, Barry.
Man.
Don't go away.
Bianca, Harmony might be able to get in that choir pretty soon.
You
They
said
might
what
make
the-
some
oh,
exceptions.
oh,
She
wait.
got a daughter that's
No, wait a minute.
Yeah.
almost 2.
Hold on one
more
second.
years.
Wait, hold on one second. I just seen a video a couple days ago. Her daughter playing guitar.
I know.
Made me look like a fool on bass.
Yeah.
I said, "Who hit that funk note?"
Yeah,
I said, "This is terrible."
she could
She
do
is
it.
a musically
She's
inclined
amazing.
baby. Yeah.
Yeah, she's gifted.
Yeah,
So,
she love it.
and she would be
Too
great
amazing.
for a Disney episode. Hint, hint,
Yeah.
If y'all wanna- if y'all wanna create the junior limelight,
She'd be
you know.
good. You understand?
hint. Disney episode.
She
I need a baby
she gotta be
chapter, call
8.
me.
She got to be 8. We don't
You
have
know.
a baby
Oh
chapter.
man, okay. Call me if y'all do it.
So if anybody wants to get in contact with you, Lavelle, if there's any artists out there, any singers, anybody that wants to get in contact with you, how will they do that? What's the best way?
The best way is the phone number 313-618-8791, or they can go on my personal social media page, Lavelle Nero's, the one in the black suit. Reason why I say black suit, because the blue suit was hacked.
On Facebook.
Right, on
On
Facebook,
Facebook.
on Instagram, it's the company name, Alternative Management and Marketing Group. Also, there's a Facebook page for that Alternative Management Group. There's a page for the Gen, and then there's a page for the Metro Detroit Gospel Alliance of Professionals.
Awesome.
Got it.
Awesome. You need to call
Or
this
they
man.
could call you.
Okay. Or you can call me because I got his cell phone number. All right. I appreciate you, man. I really
Thank
do.
you. I appreciate
yes.
being here with you.
Yes.
Yep. And we're out of time, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back next Sunday night, 6:30 p.m. for the Reverend Bone Show. Until next week, peace and hair grease. Once you started, you got to keep it going. Everybody's like,